Hi all, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to make decoupage on canvas. This is absolutely for beginners. So I'm going to be making two projects today, and the first one is I'm using the napkin completely on the canvas board. So this is going to be the first project. I'll be using one part of the napkin completely over the board. So let's start with the napkin. So I'm going to be using this part. We'll have to dip in water and slowly do it this way. Never use scissors to cut out the shape or anything from napkins because they don't give a proper look. When you're finally finishing your project, it would give a sharp edge which won't look good. So always use this technique for napkins. Just dip in some water in the paintbrush and tear them off gently. Yes, like this. So once after you tear it off, so you can see what part I'm planning to use it on the canvas board. Let's keep this aside. So this is what I'm going to be using on the canvas board today. Always don't forget to remove the layers of the napkins. There are two layers that is extra other than the one you're going to be using. So always remove the two layers from the napkins and then use it on the surface. Whatever surface you're using, never forget this, because if you forget to remove the layers, the project won't look as neat and it will be very fluffy. So never forget this. So done, we have removed the two layers of the napkins and we are going to be using this layer on the canvas board. So I'm taking the canvas board. I'm not going to put anything else. Since the napkin is also white and the canvas board is also white, I'm going to use it as it is. So gently take the glue and apply it on the surface. So it's like always from the center towards the outside, from inside towards outside is how you use the brush. Choose your brush very carefully because brush plays a very major role for gluing and varnishing. Always dry after each step. So I'm just drying it off and leaving it as it is. Now let's move on to the next project. So the next project is going to be on this canvas board. And I'm going to use this napkin, and I'm not going to use the complete napkin, but I'm going to take out few elements from this napkin. So I've chosen my elements. Take the paintbrush and gently draw the line with water of which you're going to use. So I plan to use this part. Now once after it's done, very carefully tear it off. Make sure you don't damage the other parts, since you can use the other elements for your next project or something like that. Very carefully just tear it off. This is the element that I'm going to be using on the canvas board. As usual, let's remove the layers. So you know, every napkin will have 3 layers, in which we are only going to use the topmost layer and the other 2 layers are not needed and we are removing them. This I'm going to be sticking onto the canvas. So gluing, you should be very careful. It will take some time for you to get into that proper gluing. The tissues are always like very sensitive things, so when you start with the tissues, it will be like too hard to handle them, but as time goes and you practice them, you'll get it in ease. So this is how you glue it. So you start it from the center and come towards the outside, from inside outside. So just stick the element very carefully on the board. So once after this step is done, I'll show you what I'm going to do. you see, it looks very cute and it's like a painting that you have done. It's a very simple technique. When you start practicing it, it'll work out like magic. Decoupage is like an upcycling projects. Anything you can upcycle very beautifully. That's the most beautiful part of decoupage. So I'm done with the gluing part. Now you have to dry it out completely. Once any step you do, just dry it off. Before you start the next step, always don't forget to dry it. So I'm just drying it. Once after it's dried up well, let's give it some time to dry. Okay, it's dried up. Okay, then next step is we're going to add in little colorful elements to it. So I'm just taking a very thin brush and I'm going to use little of pink. So you can see I love chalk paints. I always go for chalk paints because that gives a kind of very matte look. So I love chalk paints and they dry up easily also. You can use acrylic paints as well. It's not compulsory that you have to go for chalk paints. You can go for acrylic paints as well. Right now I don't have acrylic paints, so I'm going for chalk paints, and I always prefer chalk paints. So I've taken two colors, that is a kind of pinkish orange and a very subtle lavender. Okay, so I'm just dipping the lavender and giving a border for the canvas. So two sides I'm going to be using this one. This dabbing gives you a kind of texture. When you closely watch it, it will give a kind of texture to any surface. When you dab the paint, it gives a beautiful texture. So I always love this technique. So I'm just dabbing this on these two corners. For the third and fourth corner, I'm going to take I'm taking the other color and mixing it together with this color. Kind of mixture. And just brushing it off. I'm not dabbing it, I'm just brushing it off. So you see, there's a difference between just brushing it off and the dabbing. When you have a closer look, you'll get an idea. The dabbing leaves a kind of texture. Now I'm adding little more elements, a little polka dots here and there to just fulfill the canvas board. I'm kind of obsessed with these polka dots, dabbing techniques and all. So you can see more of them in my projects, and adding a little painting effects here and there. So we're done. You can add in any elements you want. You can add in little more elements. If you're taking up a bigger project, you can add in more elements. Since I've taken a small one, I'm just finishing it very simple, and I'm keeping it very simple. So, canvas is one of the best surface for decoupage. So it's done. Hope you all like it. So napkins can be used completely on a canvas, or the elements can be used. If you want, you can add in more elements. It's all up to you. Hope you all liked it. We'll come up with more of tutorials like this in future. If you all liked it, please do share it with friends. Please do like, share and subscribe us for more videos.